Graham Norton has built a career on wit, charm, and the ability to get celebrities to reveal their deepest secrets on live television. For years, fans have speculated about his off-screen relationships with Hollywood legends, but one story in particular has remained shrouded in mystery. His connection with Shelley Long, known for her iconic role as Diane Chambers on Cheers. Shelley Long has always been notoriously private, often steering clear of public controversies. Yet rumors and whispers have circulated for decades about a behind-the-scenes tension or perhaps even a secret admiration between her and Graham Norton. Now at 62, Graham is breaking his silence. After years of teasing, joking, and deflecting questions on various talk shows, he is finally opening up about the truth behind his interactions with Shelley Long. Fans who have followed his career know that when Graham speaks, it's never just casual chatter. There's always a story, a hidden detail, or a revelation that surprises even longtime viewers. This is no exception. In this video, we'll dive into Graham Norton's candid revelations about Shelley Long, the moments that shocked him, the encounters that fans never knew about, and the truth behind decades of speculation. From behind-the-scenes anecdotes to heartfelt confessions, Graham finally tells the story as it really happened. No sugarcoating, no jokes, just the truth. By the end, you'll see Shelley Long and Graham Norton in a completely new light. For decades, Graham Norton has been one of the most recognizable figures in talk show history. Known for his quick wit, sharp humor, and ability to get celebrities to open up, he has hosted countless stars on his iconic shows. But behind the laughter and applause, Graham has kept certain stories private, stories that fans have speculated about for years. One of the most intriguing involves Shelley Long, the legendary actress best known for her role as Diane Chambers on Cheers. Shelley Long has always been notoriously private. Even during the height of her fame in the 1980s and 90s, she avoided scandals, rarely gave interviews, and kept her personal life tightly under wraps. This combination of charisma, talent, and privacy has made her a subject of fascination for fans and anyone with a keen interest in Hollywood history. Meanwhile, Graham Norton, whose career has thrived on celebrity anecdotes and behind-the-scenes stories, has been careful about what he reveals, often hinting at private moments without giving full details. In recent interviews, however, Graham has begun to open up, reflecting on his encounters with Shelley Long both on and off-screen. According to him, their first meeting was memorable not because of fame or cameras, but because of her unassuming personality and professionalism. Unlike many stars he's interviewed over the years, Shelley reportedly maintained a sense of groundedness that stood out to Graham, leaving a lasting impression. Yet, despite her professionalism, there were moments of tension, moments that Graham admits were both awkward and eye-opening. He recounts instances where Shelley's humor clashed with his own, and situations where miscommunications led to behind-the-scenes drama that fans never saw. These incidents, while minor, reveal the human side of celebrities. Even the most polished stars have their off days, and even the most charismatic hosts face challenges when navigating personalities in a high-pressure environment. Graham also reflects on the broader context of Hollywood during Shelley's prime. The industry was and still is filled with pressures, rivalries, and unspoken rules. For someone like Shelley Long, balancing privacy with public curiosity was a delicate act. Graham, who thrives in the world of exposure and revelation, acknowledges the respect required to navigate these dynamics. It's clear that while their interactions sometimes sparked tension, they also created moments of mutual admiration and understanding. What makes Graham's revelations particularly compelling is the insight they provide into Shelley Long herself. He highlights her intelligence, timing, and professionalism, painting a picture of someone who commands respect quietly rather than demanding it. And while their interactions were sometimes awkward or tense, Graham emphasizes that those experiences were never negative in a lasting sense. They were learning moments that shaped his understanding of working with Hollywood legends and moments that humanized a star he deeply respects, sets the stage for the rest of the story. Graham's decision to finally share these anecdotes after decades of silence signals that there is more to Shelley Long than fans have ever known. We'll explore the first key incident between Graham and Shelley, a moment that left him surprised, amused, and ultimately deeply impressed. One of Graham Norton's earliest and most memorable encounters with Shelley Long didn't take place on a talk show set, as fans might assume. According to Graham, it happened during a Hollywood industry event in the early 2000s, a gathering filled with actors, producers, and media personalities. While most attendees were focused on networking or socializing, Graham was intrigued by Shelley Long, whose reputation for charm and discretion preceded her. Little did he know that this encounter would leave a lasting impression on him. Graham recalls approaching Shelley with his signature humor, hoping to break the ice. He's known for his playful, sometimes cheeky style, and he often uses wit as a way to gauge a celebrity's personality. However, Shelley reportedly responded with a combination of sharp humor and guarded professionalism. Graham admits he was taken aback. While most celebrities either play along or shy away, Shelley had a unique way of matching him without ever losing her composure. It was a rare moment where Graham's usual tactics met someone who could hold her own, creating an instant and subtle tension that he found both amusing and impressive. The encounter didn't escalate into conflict, but it did set the tone for how Graham would approach Shelley in the future. He noticed that she was extremely aware of her image and actions, carefully choosing how she presented herself in public while maintaining a relaxed and approachable demeanor. Unlike some stars who rely solely on charisma, Shelley combined her wit with intelligence and self-awareness, making interactions with her far more layered than they appeared on the surface. Graham also notes that this encounter revealed Shelley's sense of humor in an unexpected way. She could deliver a perfectly timed joke or comment that left everyone laughing. Yet she never used humor to undermine or overshadow others. In contrast, Graham is often at the center of the comedic spotlight, testing boundaries with his jokes. The dynamic between them, he says, was fascinating, both talented in humor, yet both cautious about who got the upper hand in the conversation. It created a subtle tension that was both entertaining and memorable. Beyond the humor, Graham noticed something else: Shelley's integrity. She treated everyone with respect, from assistants to fellow actors, and seemed genuinely interested in observing people rather than immediately performing for the cameras. For Graham, who has spent decades navigating celebrity behavior, this level of professionalism stood out. He realized that while Shelley's public persona was polished, her personal interactions revealed depth, humility, and discernment, qualities he deeply respected. However, not every moment with Shelley was smooth. Graham hints at small miscommunications and awkward pauses that could have been misinterpreted by onlookers. A joke might land differently than intended, or a gesture might be read as distant. These moments, while minor, revealed the human side of celebrity life. Even seasoned performers experience tension and uncertainty in social interactions. And even the most charming hosts face challenges when personalities clash. In the end, this first encounter left Graham with a mix of amusement, respect, and curiosity. He walked away recognizing that Shelley Long was not only a talented actress, but also a person who commanded respect quietly and intentionally. Their dynamic, though subtle, marked the beginning of a relationship defined by admiration tempered with careful distance, something Graham has carried with him for decades. After their initial memorable encounter, Graham Norton would eventually have the opportunity to work with Shelley Long in a professional setting. Unlike casual events or interviews, this collaboration required both timing and coordination elements that brought their dynamic into sharper focus. According to Graham, what seemed like a simple project quickly became a lesson in patience, professionalism, and the subtle art of working with a Hollywood legend. The collaboration took place during a televised special that brought together several iconic actors and comedians. Graham, as host, had to ensure smooth transitions, witty banter, and memorable moments for the audience, while Shelley had to navigate the pressures of performance, timing, and public expectations. For Graham, this was not only about hosting, it was about managing personalities, egos, and the unpredictable energy of live television. Working with Shelley tested his usual approach in ways he hadn't anticipated. From the very first rehearsal, Graham noticed Shelley's meticulous attention to detail. She arrived early, reviewed her lines thoroughly, and was deliberate about timing every joke and gesture. While Graham is known for improvisation and spontaneous humor, Shelley's approach was more measured yet still natural. According to Graham, it created a unique tension. He had to balance his instinct to playfully steer moments with her precise timing, respecting her professionalism while also keeping the audience engaged. Despite the differences, Graham that her skill was more than reputation. It was her ability to think on her feet, combine precision with creativity, and maintain grace under pressure. Yet, the collaboration was not without its challenges. Graham hints at subtle clashes over phrasing, pacing, and delivery. While small, these moments required mutual respect and careful negotiation. Graham describes it as a learning experience. Shelley demanded professionalism and focus, yet also rewarded flexibility and humor. For him, it reinforced a valuable lesson about the nuances of working with someone who has decades of experience and a legendary status. They may challenge your instincts, but they do so to elevate the work, not undermine it. Beyond performance, Graham was struck by Shelley's approach to people behind the scenes. Unlike some celebrities, she treated everyone from camera operators to makeup artists with courtesy and consideration. Graham recalls that this professionalism extended to moments when things went off-script or technical difficulties arose. Shelley handled every challenge calmly, keeping the energy positive while maintaining her focus. For Graham, who has navigated his share of on- and off-camera chaos, this level of grace was both impressive and instructive. By the end of the project, Graham came away with a newfound respect for Shelley Long, not just as an actress, but as a collaborator. Their professional dynamic, shaped by humor, mutual respect, and occasional tension, left a lasting impression. It also clarified why he had remained discreet in public discussions about her. Shelley's complexity, professionalism, and careful management of her image deserved respect and subtlety. He wasn't sharing these stories for gossip. He was revealing lessons about working with a true legend. By the time Norton reflected on his experiences with Shelley Long, it was clear that their dynamic had left a lasting impression. While fans have long admired both figures, Graham for his sharp humor and hosting prowess, Shelley for her iconic performances on Cheers, The Private Stories, and Behind the Scenes, moments reveal a depth to their relationship that most people never saw. Graham's candid reflections finally pull back the curtain, giving insight into why he waited decades to speak openly. Graham emphasizes that Shelley's professionalism is unmatched. On set, she commands attention not through ego or spectacle, but through preparation, focus, and an intuitive understanding of timing. While Graham thrives on improvisation, Shelley's measured approach created a balance that elevated their collaborative moments. He recalls instances where her quick thinking turned potential mishaps into highlights, demonstrating not only her skill but also her dedication to her craft. These experiences made Graham appreciate her in a way that goes far beyond her public persona. What surprised Graham most, however, were the personal qualities Shelley revealed in private interactions. Behind the public polish was a woman with a sharp sense of humor, a playful wit, and a quiet generosity toward colleagues. She could be firm when necessary, especially regarding professionalism and respect, but also warm and approachable when the situation allowed. Graham notes that this combination of discipline and personality is rare in Hollywood, where ego often overshadows collaboration. It became clear why he had been careful about what he shared over the years. Revealing too much could misrepresent the balance she maintains between privacy and public life. Graham also recounts moments where Shelley's humility left him impressed. Despite her decades-long career and legendary status, she treated everyone on set, assistants, crew members, and fellow performers, with courtesy and acknowledgement. Small gestures like remembering someone's name or offering guidance without condescension revealed a side of her that the public rarely saw. Graham explains that these actions weren't for show. They were authentic, reflecting her values and integrity. He learned that success, in Shelley's case, was paired with responsibility, humility, and a sense of decency that shaped her interactions. Not all moments were seamless. Graham admits there were times of miscommunication or tension, small clashes over timing or phrasing, and moments where differing styles created awkward pauses. Yet he stresses that these instances never diminished his admiration. Instead, they humanized Shelley, showing that even legends navigate challenges and that collaboration requires patience, respect, and adaptability. For Graham, these moments reinforce the importance of professionalism, empathy, and understanding in any creative partnership. Ultimately, Graham's reflections reveal why he has waited until now to share these stories. It's not about sensationalism or gossip. It's about giving fans a nuanced look at Shelley Long, a woman whose talent and character have remained largely underappreciated. By recounting these experiences, Graham provides insight into the realities of working with a Hollywood icon, the lessons learned from subtle tensions, and the admiration that persists despite challenges. In revealing the truth about Shelley Long at 62. Graham Norton offers more than anecdotes, he offers perspective. Fans now see a side of Shelley that goes beyond cheers, beyond awards, and beyond public appearances. They see a professional, a collaborator, and a person of integrity whose impact on colleagues like Graham Norton extends far deeper than anyone could have imagined.